What's going on, guys? How we doing out there? Happy Monday to everyone. How are we doing? What's going on? How was the weekend? Mine was relatively uneventful, pretty much like I said. Just a whole bunch of working on taxes, getting that stuff finished up, and then working on updates to the key art, and also working on the game. So, anyways, what's going on? Anyone that drops in, feel free to say hello and give me a shout. In the meantime, I guess I will jump right in. This morning was spent doing some much needed bug fixes. One that I was not actually aware of before, but I can't really show you the bug now because it's nice and dead. But I can at least show you the gist of what it was. So, took care of 3 things this morning. Let's go intro cave. So one of the bugs we had was just it was a minor one, but it was if you push on the boulder, yeah, that's ignore the fact that he's still holding his that's leftover. Ignore that. But if you push it a second time, then what was happening was the fact that the camera was getting stuck and wouldn't track and stuff like that. So, anyways, that's all been fixed, addressed, and looking fine. So took care of that one after some hunting, and then back over here in Aftermath. There was, let's see, 2 things. See if I can remember both. Yeah, okay, now I remember. So we have this, blah blah blah, right? And now we have the this guy, the old press to skip. Yeah, not that anyone noticed except for me, but what would happen is if you do it skip, and then the press X to skip message would pop up for a second time, which is a big no-no. You know. Finally figured out a simple, very elegant way to make that go away, which I should have done in the first place, but oh well. Also, I mean, doubly so because I had done that before for the rock scanner puzzle, so. I don't know why I didn't follow suit of what I did before, but anyways, addressed. And then I'll pick this up. And the other one was mandatory, just dealing with a what I consider a Unity bug. I mean, this isn't a feature. This is what I would consider a bug. Is the fact that right. So we're now in a trigger. Right, we've hit the cabinet trigger. We come in and come out. Right. Tell me if you think this is a bug or just a feature. But if you disable that trigger, yeah, you know what? Let me try that. I can probably do that manually right here. So just for the fun of it, to try and explain what I'm talking about specifically. Okay, so you can see I have this super big collider box, so you can't miss walking in here and hitting it, right? So let's make the game active and watch it not actually do it now. Yeah, see? Whoops. Nope. Whoops. Try that again. There. So the trigger box is now gone, right? It's deactivated. It's no longer active. It's whatever, right? But if you notice, it's still showing you as making contact with the cabinet. And even worse, if I walk away, guess what? The cabinet is still highlighted. So if you just randomly, Lucini, what's up? Hey, happy Monday. So I'm just kind of going over the little bug fixes I've been working on this morning. Well, up to this afternoon, I guess. And you know, you can tell me, Lucini, but I consider this a bug. You can. All right, we'll see if I can multitask and do a little of both. But what we're just talking about is the fact that the box collider in Unity. So now let's see if we walk out. Yeah, see, now it's working, right? But right now, because I've walked in there and I've hit this box collider, but if I turn the box collider off, Unity doesn't actually disconnect that trigger. You know, it does. I mean, it still shows Will is hitting it, right? Which is, in my book, that's a bug, you know, because, I mean, if I walk away, it's still showing it as colliding with the trigger that is no longer active. I mean, it's not even working. So the solution is kind of convoluted, but what I do is I just literally just slide it back out of the way. like that. And also, you can't do it like instantly, because if it happens over one frame, then it still doesn't register. So I have to just slide it over a fraction of a second to make sure that it registers. Oh, hey, look at that. It's no longer making contact. Not a feature in my book. That is a Unity bug in my book. But, hey, teach their own. All right. So, Lucchini, we will jump into the 3-body. Oh, Killer Tofu's here. Sweet. All right. We got a quorum then. All right. So I took what you guys said to heart. Oh, you broke it. It's like the Santee. There you go. Nice. Yes. Yeah, you're bugs. You're all bugs. But anyways, yeah, I took the feedback that you guys gave me, and also I had some additional. My wife and even my folks were kind of going, look, that doesn't look like the game characters. So yeah, fine, I took it to heart. So here you go, guys. Here is the update. If I can find what I did with it, here it goes, and boom, there. So fine, my stylized idea has gone the way of the wood chipper, and I've fallen back on actually using the video game characters' heads and just touching them up a little bit to integrate them into this more painterly fashion. I think it's because on trigger exit it can't be called if the trigger is disabled, but I was only half listening, so might have misheard. And that's probably a truism. That is probably it. Look at that, Emily. Emily joined over there on Instagram. Look at that. Hey, Emily. Yeah, Killer Tofu, that's probably totally correct, but that still seems kind of backwards, right? So I'm literally, for any lack of a better idea, if you want that trigger to stop doing it, you have to shrink it or literally move it out of the way and then disable it. I mean, that's to me, that's still a terrible choice. I mean, I don't know, maybe there is some other way to approach that, but I haven't found it. So anyways, in the meantime, guys, if you want to, if you're still there, offer your thoughts. I'll zoom in a little bit here. There you go. So now we're actually using renders, touched up renders of the video game characters. So that was the comment I was getting before, was the fact that I was going all stylized. Hi, Emily. So unfortunately, I have to have multiple windows open, even though I have one streaming program called Streamlabs, and it's supposed to filter all of the chat into one chat stream. It doesn't. So the YouTube only pops up when it feels like it, and the Instagram doesn't come up at all. So that's why if I miss a comment or something like that, that's just because I'm literally having to bounce between two different monitors. But yeah, Emily, that is family right there. One of my family on the good side, which is, obviously my wife's side of the family. So, but hey, Rave Me is also here. Hey. So cool. So that was Lucchini gives it a thumbs up. So glad to hear it, because I'm running out of time for getting the banner printed up. We have the Level Up Expo coming up. When does that come up, by the way? Let me think about that. It's the end of the month. Is it like the 25th or something? It is the 26th. So what is that? That's sort of like, oh crap. Yeah, that's 2 weeks from Friday. I will be at a convention, so thankfully locally, so that's a plus. But yeah, that means I gotta get some stuff printed and ready to go. But yeah, thank you, Lucchini, for the thumbs up. And I agree. I mean, it's it's the idea I had in my head was basically wrong, which happens all the time. So, including this example. But also, I don't know if I had this last time or not, but I did this really kind of cool radial blur. So the hair looks way better too, just like in the game. Yeah, because it is. I mean, this is literally just the, I mean, if you, here you go, if you want to see, I literally just took the game character. And so if we go into scenes, promo, trio, fire that up. There you go. So, and I was using the previous illustration as a reference to try and get a similar expression, but I literally took the head, rendered it out at a higher resolution, and then scaled it back down, and then just kind of did some touch-ups and just some color corrections and just some shading of the orange, kind of that sunlight hitting it. Same for the Will character as well. But yeah, thank you. Cool. All right. Then we will mark that done. So Lucchini's saying anything just so we can move on and start talking about Three Body Problem, I assume. That's it. Lucchini's like, yeah, whatever. Who cares? It's crap. Move on. Let's talk about the important stuff. Exactly. Yeah, who needs to be productive? All right. Yeah, I don't need to save that. Lucchini, if you want to start your spoiler-free discussions of Three Body Problem, I am totally open to it. Yes, please. There, see? It's a mutual decision there. So at this point, I have no veto power. So there you go. I know that is a bit of a challenge because everything that happens that's really interesting is all part of, all pretty much spoilers, I guess. So what's that? All right. So if it gets ruined, it's not me. All right. It's Lucchini that's actually spoiling the stuff. So yeah, if you want to, be the hated one of the group. All right, so in the meantime, while Lucchini continues to try and distract me, I'm going to try and do a little bit of work here. Let's see. So what we'll do is we'll swap out like so. And, whoops, no, this actually, I was right the first time. No. Oh, I'm messing with the wrong thing here, aren't I? There we go. It helps when you click on the right item. Excuse me. All right, so highlight this guy. There we go. So one character did that thing and the other character did the reaction to the thing. What do you think about that thing happening? Yeah, I mean, tears were shed. Emotional distraughtness. There you go. See, Killer Tofu's already firing a shot across your bow. We can speak in generalities. I think in general, I liked it. It's interesting that even after, I think it was 8 episodes, it still felt like, oh, okay, wait, I'll let you go first here. I like the show, and I like that the thing failed and just all the sadness all around, Yeah, I know, yeah, that was an interesting choice. I don't think we're totally done there, but it was an interesting choice to go that direction. I don't know. For my take on is the fact that you had 8 episodes, and it just didn't feel like we had 8 episodes worth of stuff actually happening. It felt like we were either like in high gear, for big moments. There's a couple out there that we could, not talk about. A couple of really big moments, but then there's also a lot of how do you feel? I don't know. How do you feel? I just, yeah, focusing on the game. The game's interesting, but I kind of feel like that even that could sort of get old fast. I mean, I don't know if how much of that element was actually from the original book, and or how much of that was just sort of adapted. Because as I understand it, the ensemble character concept was extracted from a single character in the original book. I think if that's what I read correctly. And for me, it had a couple of spectacular scenes. Absolutely, just like whoa, okay, that's shocking. But yeah, I mean, after seeing The Peripheral, I don't know if you've seen that one, which tragically will not get a second season because I would love to have seen more of that storyline. But my point is that Peripheral felt like a better version of what Three Body Problem was trying to do with the game world. But that's my take. And I am frequently wrong, so I'm sure I'm wrong on that one too. Let me dial that down a little bit. All right, so what I want to do is, my thought here is, I don't have the bucket. I'm going to just give myself the bucket because I don't want to go through all that rigmarole just to give myself that item. What am I doing? Click on this guy. All right, so we don't need the... Wait, where's my X? Wait, did that change? Oh, inventory manager. I'm looking in the wrong place. Never mind. My mistake. Okay, remove that guy. Just scream real loud, I need a bucket. I need a bucket. And then, like magic, it appears. There it goes. There, see? Bucket. A little rusty. Yeah, that's temp, obviously. So here's my thought process, is the fact that if you use the bucket now, and I think this is what I'm going to do here, I'm going to add this right about now, is he'll put the bucket down, and then he'll look at it, and you just see how it drips, like a couple drops every 20 seconds or something like that. So, I mean, you can imagine, if you're trying to fill up the bucket, that's an eternity, So, my thought process is complicated by the fact that contacts are limited to 1 per area. So my thought is if I put the bucket down here, and if you want to retrieve the bucket, there's no simple way in the way we approach this because I wanted it more streamlined. So my thought is that the bucket has to be either used the right time or just used temporarily and picked up. So that's what I'm thinking, is the fact that the bucket's going to serve no purpose at this point since the oil is so slow. So you put the bucket down, and he just goes, nah, this is going to take forever. And he picks the bucket up, and makes a comment like, I need to make that oil drip faster or something like that. I'm just thinking off the top of my head, but that's the general gist of it. That gives you the idea that, okay, I need the little key because if you look at it, it says the access panel requires a special key to open. So you get the key. No, Lucchini's good about that. I don't remember any time Lucchini's given away big secrets, like that's his dad, that's his sister, he's already dead, he is a ghost, it's a bobsled, what else can I spoil, our state secrets. That's totally in vogue these days, so there you go, that's styling. But, yeah, I think that's going to be the better course, because if I put the bucket down, it's just going to kind of sit there. I guess there's something to be said for that, too, because if you put the bucket down, just poke jabs when I can. Yeah, there you go. I guess it's not a terrible idea, because if you put the bucket there, then it signifies that, okay, obviously that is the right place for the bucket, duh. But in order... and then I could have a customized comment. So right here, it's going to say, I need to fill that bucket up. I need to increase the flow. Yeah, it's broken. Yeah, so if I look at it, then if the bucket's there, then it can change. Instead of saying it's broken and leaking lubricant oil, that stuff is really slippery. It can change to, because at that point, it implies you already know that it's coming out. Then it can change to something like, I need to make it flow faster. Something like that. All right. So, what I was talking to Remy about was that I didn't like how some things were rushed. They were barely showing us these friends are all really smart. It was just, you were so smart. And they showed with one of them how smart they actually are. Yeah. Game of Thrones. I didn't watch Game of Thrones, so I'll take your word for that. But yeah, I like the casting. I had no complaints about the casting. I thought everyone was distinct. There didn't feel like a lot of overlap, even though you have a small group of, super nerds kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, I was totally fine with that. I thought relationships are a little muddled. I mean, that was my biggest problem, is it felt like the 8 episodes were devoted towards setting up stuff to come. You know, I mean, this felt like more of a, hey, isn't this a great first half season? Can't you wait to see the next half season? Um, Gotta go pick up the kids. The good side wishes you well. All right. Say hello to Josh for me. Thank you, Emily. Yeah, thanks for checking out Instagram. It's nice to know that Instagram is actually working on that stream. So, yep. I will have speaks with you later. Take care. The directors were the ones working on the Game of Thrones. Yeah, I was aware of that. They hired a lot of the Game of Thrones actors. That I didn't know because, once again, aside from Emily Clark, whom I've seen in other stuff, I wouldn't really know too many of the other people in it. I mean, Sean Bean, of course, but Sean Bean is Sean Bean. You love the show. Are you talking about Three Body? You love that show, or you're talking about the Game of Thrones? Yeah, 5. Okay. Yeah. It's hard for me to, I don't know. I'm just not the ultimate fan of that time period. So, I'm all about sci-fi. That's why I'm making a game about a sci-fi TV show. Yeah, and here's the question mark. Does it actually get a second season? I think we should debate that. See, I think it is, at best, a 50-50 shot. And here's my reason why I think that it won't get another season. Yeah, and FD, by the way, hey, how's it going, FD? Hey, forgot, move the camera over here. Hey, number one, it is a really expensive show. Apparently they were paying them like hundreds of millions of dollars to do just these 8 episodes. Okay, that's number one. Number two, if you look at the top 10 list, at least for us here in America, let's see what the case is here. Let's see if we come to, yeah. So if you look here, we've already dropped to 3rd place. That's for a show that's supposed to be, so groundbreaking and that kind of stuff. 3rd place is not a good place for it to be already. Getting bumped by a true crime UFO show, which I promise you, I don't know for a fact, but I'd be willing to bet my house that what is it called? Files of the Unexplained is a lot cheaper than the Three Body Problem was. I think the entire show was probably cheaper than that one segment we were discussing before. That one visual effect segment. You love both of them for different reasons? Fair enough. And then Parasite is a foreign show. I'm guessing probably also either, I don't know if they financed it or if they just bought it after the fact, but also a fraction of the price. A true crime UFO show is what nominees watch, non-gamers, computer, the regular 9-to-5 folk. Yeah, salty earth, like yours truly. But anyways, to me, the fact that it was so expensive, the fact that it is already, after just a couple of weeks, is already dropped to number 3 in the top 10 list. Doing better than Ripley, though. I watched the first episode of Ripley. I thought it's beautiful. The cinematography is amazing. But, man, is it got a pacing problem in my book. I just, I thought it was super slow. But, your mileage may vary. I mean, I get it. I get their whole, they're setting up the whole, we have lots of episodes to fill in, and expand on things. But I felt it was a little too much looking around, navel gazing, as they say, and not enough developing the characters. But that's me. The thing is that the UFO thingy will be watched by a lot of regular people, but it probably won't bring in any new viewers. True. Also, the top 10 differ from region to region. Very true. I did. If you remember, I have video proof. You can scrub back. Don't do it now. You can scrub back and say that I said, the top 10 at least in the U.S. So that's for us. I have no context how fast shows usually move in that top 10 ranking. It depends. If it's one of those things that if it's a super cheap show, especially like a reality show, And if it hits the top 10 briefly and then drops, I think they consider it a win. But I mean, that much money, it. Oh, sweet. Okay, so in your neck of the woods, it's still number one. That's fantastic. Then the question mark is how big is that demographic versus the U.S. And I mean, what does Netflix consider the true target audience? Oh, that's from last week. Hit refresh and watch it go boom, right? Oh, you sent me something? Do I need to see it? Or is it just going to mess with me? What is that? Okay. Yeah. 2 weeks in the top 10. Hours viewed. 115 million. Yeah, I mean, but the number 2 is Testament, the Story of Moses, which was half of the amount of hours viewed, but probably 1/100th the budget, Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot. Old Netflix would be totally fine with those costs, but the new Netflix, where stuff has to pay for itself, this is sort of like the old Las Vegas versus the new Las Vegas, The old adage about, you can get yourself a big old New York strip steak for, $2, and now you can get yourself a big old New York strip steak for $50. Everything in Las Vegas now has to turn a profit. Back in the day, they didn't care. It's just all nice money laundering for the different mobs. But yeah, now it's all companies that want profit, so everything is different. And I think that's true of Netflix. Before they were the pioneers, they had everyone throwing money at them, and they could just go big. And yeah, that's done. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Yeah, they would be fine. They wouldn't be fine? Oh, really? You disagree? Yeah. But I mean, how did Marco Polo even crack the top 10? Can't speak. I don't know. Yeah. Once again, Marco Polo didn't really give that one a shot either. Although I am watching Shogun, just to mix things up. So I am watching that one. Paying over $100 million for a season of mediocre TV is sad. It definitely, yeah. Oh, it did? Okay. Yeah, then I don't know how long ago, if that was when they started cracking down on performance, or if that was just for whatever reason. I don't know. I have no idea what makes them choose what it does or does not do. Excuse me. I don't know. There wasn't that much stuff, and it was beloved. Not enough. Yeah, I mean, you could have like a diehard fan base, because that's what happened with Firefly and Serenity. Firefly got canceled, and the fans screamed so loudly the studio finally went, okay, fine, we'll make you a movie. And they make the movie, and the movie bombed. Yeah, so I mean, you can have a very vocal fan base, but it could be a very vocal fan base that is super finite. The big TV shows give Netflix legitimacy. If you only add UFO shows, then you'll become the UFO reality TV stream. Yeah, like the History Channel. You'll turn into the History Channel. Yeah, I know, I agree. And then you get the stigma of just being just that. Like the History Channel, I would never trust to watch anything on the History Channel now. After, the missus and I were on vacation somewhere. And that's because we don't have cable TV. But at the hotel, she was flipping around, and she came across the History Channel, and they were doing some giant conspiracy theory on Lincoln and his wife and his best friend. And it's just like, this isn't history. This is just gossip, I mean, this is like trying to turn it into like, some soap opera kind of thing. So anyways, yeah, I get the whole concept that you don't want Netflix doesn't want to turn into something that's just viewed in that way. All right. Lucini, very nice job of distracting me. So let's go ahead and try putting the bucket down. I think I'm going to reverse myself and say that, yes, you can put the bucket there. History Channel hasn't been history for... seriously, I know. My guess is they tried one thing, and it got like profound amount of viewers, and they're kind of like, oh, we got to do this. It's a squeaky wheel kind of concept, right? You know, and they just, once you go down that path, though, you know, it's a dangerous way to go. Why is it not flattening? Hello. Yeah, am I... Oh, because I'm in paint texture. Oh, you dummy. Let me try that again. I just want to flatten this out so it makes it better for the bucket to fit in there. Just like I haven't seen music on MTV. Wait, MTV used to play music? What? What? Wait, when did this happen? Yeah. MTV was my indoctrination into the world of music. I was not a music fan. Yeah, I know. I was, yeah, trust me. I was a music neophyte at the time. I only had a couple of things I liked listening to until MTV unleashed itself on the world. And I immersed myself. And yeah, I mean, so my 80s music knowledge is untouchable. 90s, it's weak. Post 90s, it's non-existent. Before Lucchini. There you go. Yeah, it just made me feel old. Thanks, guys. All right, so let's, we want to go here. We want to go raise and lower texture. Okay, now let's try this again. We brush size, we want to shrink this down, like that's better. Now we should be able to, there. Whoa, that's a little nutty. There, that's what we want. Oops, too much. I like the terrain tools in Unity. Do it this way. Just want a little bit of raised up there. Okay. And for the fun of it, let's drop the bucket there and see how that looks. Dump. Control S. Why not? And which bucket is it? I got too many buckets. Which one do I want to kick? Yeah. What the heck? We'll try that. So if I drag it right here, hey, look at that. And we don't want the mesh collider because that won't matter. Whoa, I just moved part of it. Just one mesh collider? Good. Okay. I keep doing that. Let's go full screen so I can see what I'm doing a little bit better. Just put this right here, maybe. I'm just trying to see if this is a decent fit, if it looks good with the ground there. And if so, then we have a place for it to sit. So aside from watching 3 Body Problem, anything fun this weekend for you guys? Or was that the whole weekend? Just, well, let's see, it was like 3 episodes left, so that's not a whole weekend. Because you said you gotten through 5 before, I think. All right, let's see what this looks like. Play maximize, yes please. Same question for Killer Tofu as well. Anything fun this weekend? Yeah, okay, that's cool. I think I might turn it just so it's a little more photogenically posed towards camera. Ah, but I'm in static mode. Stop. Yeah, just for the time being. Really? You're not going to let me, even though it's, ah, you jerk. How about now? You're still not letting me turn, oh, because I keep doing that. Really? There's no animation on it, is it? No, no. Then, ¿por qué? Why can I turn? Why does it not want to turn? That's bizarre. Maybe because I did it when it was paused? Yes. Okay, so I guess I'm not doing it that way. Let me just think about the fact that, okay, I want it right there. So why, oh, no, okay, I was about to say, it's going to stay in static mode? No, in that case, it reverted back. It got a sunburn? Vegas decided that it wants to rain this year, but only on Saturdays and Sundays. I know! Isn't that insane? Yeah, the first of the year for me. Um, yeah, well, yeah, we're not getting sunburned here. Yeah, as Killer Tofu was just saying, yeah, we had like, rain, clouds, and that kind of stuff. We're supposed to get back up into the 70s Fahrenheit. But then I think next Friday or Saturday we drop back down in the 60s again with clouds. It's like this is very unseasonably cold, and I am sick of it. I want to go. I've gone jogging like once, this year just because of the stupid cold. Because I'm a wuss. I like it warm. Fahrenheit clarification. Right, right. Because if it was in the 70s Celsius, yeah, Las Vegas has officially caught fire. Right? It burns. It burns. A box of Mucilex? Muesli? I know what Mucilex is. I don't know what muesli is. Oh, okay. Well, Killer Tofu, you are in a desert, You just want your car to stay clean. You hate the sand? Yeah, well, I always joke that Las Vegas is basically a beach with no ocean. We got plenty of sand. Oh, okay. Oh, the cereal. Okay, I think I have heard of that. I just never eaten it because I'm not a big healthy person, I guess. It's coarse and rough, and it gets everywhere. Ooh. I think that's their sales pitch, isn't it? I think that's a great way to sell it. All right, we're running. Trying to see if this looks better poised here. Yeah, I think that's a good position for it. So, all right, I do think that works. I think having the bucket down there, obviously retextured because that texture is crap, but this is a placeholder anyways, so we're not going to worry about that. Oh, you're talking about the sand. Okay, well, fair enough. I just thought you were talking about the cereal. Was there Star Wars reference up there? Yeah, I completely missed that. Yeah, what was that? Let's see. Slaps car. This bad boy needs to stay clean. I neglected mine. Mine is just so filthy, But I mean, yeah, it's an average car that I've had for 13 years. So it's transportation. That's that's about as far as it goes. Okay, good. So the bucket is good there. I definitely need to clean this scene up at some point, but we're not going to do that today. I missed it. How was the throw? Was it a catch or a miss? Yep, Ravenme's going to jump in there next. All right, so I can put the bucket down. So we're going to say this would be a use. We got to add all that crap. Always a catch. Penny doesn't miss, except when he does. No, that wasn't you. That was like swearing the other day, getting all upset that you had like a couple of misses and had to frantically get back up to, what was it, 410 or whatever it was. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's good enough. And we'll switch to our scripts. I had a buddy of mine who's been playing my very first game, Poker with Bob. He's been playing it ever since I released it, and he'll send me screen grabs every now and then. And he sent me a screen grab. The highest game level you can play on Poker with Bob is $100,000, ante. And he sent me a screen grab, and he's actually cleared $4 million now. It's just like, that's amazing. I can't imagine how many games he's actually played to achieve that, since someone ran a red light and totaled my old car. Ouch. Ouch. Yeah, he does. He really loves that game, Oh, that's good. Yikes. Well, in this town, that's not completely shocking, unfortunately. I think we have like record high car insurance in this part of the world. Just combination of terrible drivers. I'm going to go ahead and just arbitrarily blame all the California transplants because I just did. And, and sort of the transient nature of this town, those two combined. And, of course, all of those, find California people that come to visit and, get drunk and gamble and then drive when they shouldn't, that kind of stuff. Guilty too. Hey, I've been here for 13 years. I was in California for over a decade before that. So there you go. Have I played Baldur's Gate? No. If you are asking me, Revme, I have not. I have exceptionally little time to play video games these days, and when I do, I can almost guarantee you I'm playing point-and-click adventure games, just because I'm always looking for new insights and new ways how to make this game. Also, more importantly, how not to make the game. I find so many things. It's like, oh, that's a really bad choice. But then again, I've had other accidents. I was at fault, so guilty. I resemble that remark. Oh, okay. It was aimed at. I'm afraid of the Baldur's Gate time suck. Yeah, that's what I hear. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna do that. This is a use item. All right, so there's two things that can happen there, and that will decide which cutscene we're going to play. So we start with, what item am I using? I'm using the bucket, and then of course we'll always have the default, can't use those together for my catch-all. Start with the break, like so. It is. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I think it's getting like fantastic reviews, isn't it? I think people are really loving it. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I don't need you. You can go away. All right. So we're using on the bucket. The bucket is right, and then, what are we officially calling this? The drilling rig. All right, I think it's called drilling. When in doubt, I can't do that. There you go. You're still judging my typos? I might be the absolute worst typist in history. You know what? I will take you to the mat on that one. If it wasn't for autocorrect, oh my god. Actually, it was like I had this as a mental joke in my head, and you guys can steal it. But you know how when you mistype something and it will give you like 3 options, and it's like, okay, well, it's like you type it and it's like, oh crap, okay, it's that one. My spelling is so bad that I don't even make the top 3. This is the AI. All the super AI is looking at what I'm typing and it goes, dude, I have no freaking clue. I got nothing to suggest. I don't know. You're just randomly pressing letters at this point, aren't you? So yeah, I think, yeah, you relate. Yeah. I mean, it gets you in trouble too. Especially autocorrect, which ends up telling the wrong thing. Oh yeah, that's some backpedaling you gotta do really fast. It is a string, so we'll just say, or just tell myself what this is. Item, like so, like that. All right, and I just want to make sure that I got the name right. Item, and then interact, what we're actually messing with. So I have that name correct. Pretty sure the bucket is correct, but I want to make sure that I have the drilling rig, whatever it's called, is correct. So let's item name and then contact, and we'll say name, and we're good there. The other week I mistyped my wife's name on my anniversary post on Facebook. Oh, that one hurts. Oh, that's bad. Bran flakes? Nah, nope. Couch it is. You accidentally tagged the son of a very prominent politician? Interesting. That seems like more than a typo. That almost sounds like, I don't know, massive autopilot to go that far. Let's see. Contact name. Yeah. No. No one likes bran flakes. Oh, Eric and Aaron. Okay. And yeah, and they are what, 4 letters apart, so I guess I'll give you a little room there. Oh, that's funny. All right, even likes you do that, lets you do that. Thank you, Killer Tofu, for giving us a on the spot example. Lucchini. Not going there. I will just let you guys have fun. I'm gonna behave. Oh yeah. Let me see if I got my code correct here. Jeez. Nothing to see here. Move along. Okay. Oh crap! I can't even see it. It's too small. Let's drilling rig. Yeah, that was right. So we're coming down here. We'll say gripping claw. Can't use together. I gotta put this for these other guys. I forgot to add these. Just so there's a catch-all. In case you're using it on something else. Like so. What? What for you no like? Oh, because I have no break underneath it. Okay, fine. Yes, yes, yes. You're right to scream at me for that one. Happy. Just grab these guys. I kind of like the action comedy ones. Right now on Netflix, I've been watching a new one. I kind of do that too. I have like this giant watch list. You know, I have dozens of things in my watch list, but something new comes up and it's like the shiny new item, you know, the shiny keys. So I one called Banditos. It's a series out of Mexico, and hey, Molyneux joined. Hey, how's it going? It's yeah, it's actually kind of a fun little comedy. It doesn't take itself too seriously, but it's not as like, oh, what was the other one that got canceled after one season? I watched a couple episodes and gave up on it. Had the guy that was in Legends of Tomorrow in it. Unjoined or whatever it was called. Oh, that's got it. Wow, look at that. You're everywhere. Yeah, you like the whole vertical thing? It's kind of cool. The Streamlabs allows you to set up individual horizontal and vertical. So I have to manually craft it. It is, isn't it? Because I mean, it is a vertical screen, so I have no choice but to squish it down there, you know, and then fill it up with a lot more of my mug. But hopefully it's on a small screen, so it's still not like that huge. All right, so that is drilling rig, like so. I love this. I don't know if you guys, Killer Tofu might use this, but I don't know if Lucchini, this is even an option for you guys. The meetup.com, the meetup group. I am a member. I'm a part of a few groups, but what's funny, see, I did move all that out of the way. Okay. They send me these recommendations, and it's kind of like, wow, it's scary how well they know me. Meetup just sent me a new invite for a new community for you, Las Vegas Muslim Women Meetup. Yeah, that checks all my boxes. That you know, hits me to a T. That's yeah, exactly. No, I mean, they do this all the time too. I mean, it's like I get all these groups. It's kind of like I don't, yeah, I don't know what that means about the analytics in Meetup. I know that somebody needs to get fired. You know, if some guy's getting paid to say we want to analyze this person's interests, you know, I mean, interests are literally listed as like computers, television, movies, comedy, you know, and it's just like, yeah, no, you're far too antisocial to use a platform like that. It's a good way to get out of the house. I actually have a thing that I go to on Monday nights. We weren't listening for a minute. Oh, see, you miss a minute, you miss a lot. Meetup.com. I don't know if you guys even have that. I don't know if it's global or if it's regional, but I was just laughing at the fact that they have the worst analysis kind of software where it gives you constant recommendations going, hey, now I get it because they get paid probably by how many people they send it out to. If you create a new group, you pay them extra money and they'll send out to more people. But they literally just sent me an invite to a women's Muslim meetup group, which, you know, not quite a perfect fit for me. I mean, it's nice they invite me, but if I showed up, I don't think I would be the right candidate for going to that in the first place. Yeah. I mean, it's a cool concept, you know. I mean, it's you know, if you're looking for a particular interest, you know, I mean, a lot of people use it for socializing or just, you know, for singles, that kind of thing. Obviously, you know, not my bag there, but I mean, it's nice for me. It's like one of the things I like doing is bowling. So I found a group that I joined up to do that, and it's my excuse to get out of the house at least once a week because I'm glued to my office. Not that I'm complaining. I absolutely freaking love my office. So. But I know it's healthy to get out at least occasionally. So I do that. So it's a nice little way to find different activities. All right. So if we try and put the bucket down. Shoot. I didn't. Did I not? I thought I put something. No, I didn't. Okay. So let's go ahead and remove this for the time being. Oh, they are? Yeah. The first activity is a dance party for 40 to 50-year-olds, and the picture is of a young people partying. Yeah. Well, you know, they have a really cheap royalty-free image license, you know, that so they can sorry, sir, this is as close as we can get. Or, I mean, unless it's the idea that the people working there are so young, they look at the picture and they kind of go, yeah, that's probably what people in the 40s look like. You know, because anyone over the age of 25 is old to me. That's what they're saying, not me. Because I'm way past that category. All right. Good. And, okay, yeah, that's cool. And let's see, place the bucket. Yeah, so Lucchini, going back to the Instagram kind of thing with the vertical. The main reason I was doing the vertical is because I wanted to also stream on TikTok. But TikTok has like a whole list of rules. Now they've loosened them up. If you're doing game dev or game streaming. But generally you have to, if you want to do a live broadcast on TikTok, you have to have like 10 billion followers or something like that. But if you're doing game stuff, I guess they're so hungry for that they'll allow you just to show it. But you have to have like a certain number of videos already posted before they'll consider you. But I guess my question for you guys, you know, do you think it's worth the effort of, because I mean there's some time sink involved with posting enough videos to make it qualify. Excuse me, but do you think, is it worth the effort to get this stream also going up on TikTok? I mean, if so, then I'll devote the time to putting enough videos up there to make it qualify. because once it's done, then I have a drop down list and I just add it, so it's not like there's additional work later on, just the upfront of getting to the qualified part. Meetup says popular cities and goes New York, San Francisco, Chicago, Miami, and then Nashville. Well, it's a different crowd, but, Nashville is happening, Place the bucket. If you're going to talk about, like, Southern or country kind of stuff, Nashville is ground zero, Old and don't use TikTok, but there is a big audience. Yeah, I know. I should do that, I guess. Big audience with a short attention span. That's true. That is true. But I know that TikTok is desperate to try and get the audience for longer. They're rewarding longer submissions, I think. So, maybe there's a trade-off. Maybe they're willing to push it more. It's all about getting eyeballs. That's the whole reason I'm trying to do this, I'm not using TikTok, but you can filter what kind of content you want. So if you only want gardening videos, then you'll only get that. Oh, sweet. Gardening videos. I'm so on that. Yeah, no, that's not me. I'm so far away from a green thumb. It's not even funny. All right. So that's on the right place. And yeah, so we're going to do that. All right, so next step will be to actually create a whole cutscene for dropping the bucket. But before I do that, I'm going to refresh my drink. So in the meantime, let's do the usual be right backs. Drop those in place. I have to do them in, for the vertical and the horizontal. That's why it takes me a second to click on them. There they go. All right. So I'm going to duck out for a brief moment. In the meantime, please feel free to keep Penny company. Throw the disc for her. She'll appreciate it. And hang tight, and I'll be back in just a sec. Be right back. All right, and we're back. Pulse out the glasses so I can see again. All right, turn that off, turn that off. All right. Get some decent music playing in my ear. Close enough. Excuse me. Okay, what did I miss? Raven, did you have success throwing the... Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what I talked about. I don't know why it does that. That's why it sort of does that weird timeout thing. It never showed an error in Unity when I made it. And I used to, at first, when I saw that, I would freak out and I would close the app and restart the app. But then one time I just let it sit there and it came back. It's like, yeah, okay, that's a feature. If Unity can make trigger boxes turned off, not actually tell anyone it's turned off, and feature, then my black screen is a feature. So there. Enjoy the feature. I think that means that if you get it does, it adds suspense. Did I get it? Did that work? Yeah, if you get a black screen, that means that you're just like crushing it. You overpowered the app. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I didn't realize I was sticking out way over there. Let me move that back over. There we go. Okay. Excuse me. So let's start adding some cutscene stuff. We'll start with this is exterior. Success. Total of 160. Look at that. Wow, getting close to taking over my boob's position there. All right, let's create empty, and this is place bucket at should I call it? Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, just call it at drilling rig. Good enough. Okay, so we have a cutscene and we're done. Oh no, we're just getting started. So first thing we'll do is let's go into jump over all our, oops. You know what? We'll do it this way. This is faster. There. Examine shield generator. Yeah, that should be good enough. Okay, so what we want is, might as well just duplicate one of them. Push on crate, close enough. Let's go. So, what did I say? Yeah, place bucket at drilling rig. Like so, and it's going to complain because it hates. Yeah, I know. Let me fix this. There. And we'll make that stuff go away for a moment. My favorite adventure game? No, actually, that's Right Company. Yeah, it's definitely LucasArts. But my all-time favorite adventure game, bar none, because it was just so cinematic. Especially, I mean, even now, it's still a very cinematic game. The amount of animation it has, which is fantastic. But for the day and age that it came out, it was like early days of the CD-ROM. And that would be, nope, not Monkey Island. No, Monkey Island's fun, but it's still nothing in comparison to the greatest, in my opinion, adventure game by LucasArts and by any company. The one that I most adore. So, nope. Take another guess. Let's see. Or I could just say it. I'll throw in a hint. It had Mark Hamill did the voice of one of the characters. Let's see. Okay, so that's dialogue. Star Wars game. No, actually not. Because there's not. No, there's. I can't think of a single point-and-click adventure game that was Star Wars. I don't think they ever did one. Star Wars games were all. No, it was the same time frame. How about this for a big hint? It actually came out on a double CD demo. Yeah. On one side was Dark Forces. That was on one side. And on the other side was the other game. And it's so funny because the hard drives back then were so small, I could only have like one of them loaded at a time. I had to like uninstall the demo. Yeah. Yeah, it absolutely starts off. It is so in your wheelhouse. They did a remake of it, a remaster rather, recently. They up-resed all the textures and everything, and I mean it looks beautiful. Give you a little more chance before I throw it out there. But one of the all-time great, like, how do they think of that jokes too? I know I've told it on here before, but I might have to tell it again just because it was. I love a game that will take the time to use an item in a context that's completely useless, but and just do something really special with it. I mean, right now I'm playing the Telltale's Wallace and Gromit series, and there's a couple points where you can do something where instead of just doing the usual, like, no, you can't use those together, it actually does something, even though the two pieces don't go together at all, and it does some really cute, humorous moment, and I love those. I kind of have that in mind in a small sense, where like when he if you scan the large rock in the initial cave, he goes, "It's scientifically confirmed, it's a rock." It's like, yeah. I mean, what did you expect to happen? Blanking. Okay, I'll give you a super big hint. The bad guys in the game are all part of Corley Motors. There you go. That should give it away. Pedersen and Findus. Was that like a car? That sounds like I vaguely remember a point and click adventure game that had a car, but I no, old guy and a cat. Wow. Okay, I'm not connecting that with all. Now I'm curious. There it is. In my opinion, the greatest point and click adventure game of all time. Oh, Pedersen and Findus. Oh, interesting. So it was a kids' book series, and they made a game out of it. Oh, that's cute. Yes, absolutely. It's for kids, though. Nice. Yeah, that's what I just mentioned. They remastered it in like more of a 16:9 aspect ratio. They were learning games. Oh, cute. Okay, but we're very popular in Germany. Oh, that's nice. That's awesome. Well, then I'll tell you, because there's a moment that it doesn't spoil anything, because I'd say 99% of the people out there don't do it anyways. But there's one point where you come across a little wind-up bunny, and it serves a purpose in the game. But you can collect like a bunch of the bunnies. It doesn't really. It's traditionally you get one, like I do in mine. If you get a rock and you try and get a second rock, it'll go, no, I don't need another one, or I don't need another blue gem. But in this case, it'll let you just sort of like collect a bunch of these little bunnies. And after they serve their purpose, if you have leftover bunnies, you still have the bunnies in your inventory, and they stay there throughout the game. And there's one point where you find yourself in a precarious position in front of a giant fan. And I was really frustrated because I couldn't figure out what I was supposed to do, right? And it was before internet, so I was really struggling because there was nowhere to turn to find what I was missing. But out of frustration, I was doing the classic thing where you just, every inventory item, you just click on it and do like that, right? Excuse me. So I took the little wind-up bunny rabbits that I had, and I just said, okay, fine, take bunny rabbit and put it into the fan. Not only did it do it, but, excuse me, it actually went into a momentary cutscene where he just one at a time, he took one bunny at a time and was throwing it into the fan and is playing the Flight of the Valkyrie music. It is epic, gong, 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 as he's doing it. And he does all of them. And I'm probably misremembering it, but after he finishes the last one, he says something like, well, that was fun. Or something like that. It was so random. And it was just like, nobody would probably do that at that point. I mean, that's something that it was added for the 1 out of 100, in this case me, because I'm so pissed off. I'm so frustrated now because I know I'm at a, key moment of the game and I'm completely stuck. And I'm just really cursing because like I said, there's no internet to find the answer to this stuff back then. I mean, it was, it didn't exist. Excuse me. And to have that moment happen, I just howled. And it just like that, for me, that was the moment I just go, this is the greatest game ever, But so much great animation in there. It was all this beautiful 2D rendered animation, and it's a heck of a good story. It's about, you play Ben, the leader of a biker gang that all ride Corley motors, kind of like Harley Davidson, kind of thinly veiled Harley Davidson reference. But it ends up becoming like a murder mystery kind of thing where you get framed, and then it's the whole thing of trying to clear your name while avoiding all the terrible things going on. And it's absolutely a fantastic, strong story, and yeah, cannot speak highly enough on it. Now, there is some occasional moon logic. LucasArts had some, they had their share of moon logic, but I'm sold. It's inexpensive as crap. It shows up on the remastered version, shows up on Steam for like $7 sometimes. So I don't know let's see, do a quick check. Because, yeah, if I can sell copies for it, I'm happy to, because it's just such an amazing game. Where are we at? Full Throttle. It is $15 currently. Yep. Is Sierra Household? Okay, so yeah, and at no point will the game ever go, oh, you didn't get the wrench for your motorcycle 4 hours ago, so now you can't complete the game. But, look at this is what I'm talking about. This is the remastered version, but still, all it is an up-res of what the original version looked like. So, this was just insane quality. Look at that. That's just, oh, man. Such a beautiful game. Just even, like, just the color space that's, there you go. See, that's what the original looked like. So it has, like, an ability to toggle between the original pixelated version and there you go, and the updated. So that's a beautiful demonstration of, it wasn't just okay, reload it, fix the fact that it's not using a modern day sound card and just ship it. No, they went to the trouble of, you see how they had to repaint all the backgrounds. It's all up-resed, and they had to paint the whiter stuff. And this is before, this remaster happened before AI, so you can't go, well, they just dropped it in there. No. This is before that. So anyways, that's it. So after all of that bloated talk, Killer Tofu, tell me your favorite. I'm guessing it's something in Sierra Land. And the Fate of Atlantis, it had one of LucasArts' only unwinnable states. Really? Did it? Wow. Okay. That's just unforgivable. Even back then, but nowadays, that would be pure death. Okay, it was an accident. Oh, that's even worse. Oh. Love how the Scary Robot community just comes together to distract me from working. Why does it take so long to make a video game? Yeah, case in point. Has to be Leisure Suit Larry. King's Quest 6 is probably my favorite. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Was that when it started switching over to 3D, or is that still the 2D time? I just played the remastered Grim Fandango. I just played that one like just 4 months ago or so. Yeah. I played it originally. Oh, hey. Metal Solanki. I'm sorry if I bastardized that. I'm trying to pronounce that right. But we just got a subscription from him. So thank you. Thank you so much for the subscribe, man. I appreciate that. Late 2D? Okay, but I'm guessing probably a lot more animated cutscenes or something. Just at that point, I'm sure they had to up their game in terms of like graphic quality. That's late in the series, number 6. All right, yeah, speaking of that, let's try and do a little work here. So, say that. If you got the CD. Exactly, yeah, the same thing with the Full Throttle. Although, I don't think they released a floppy disk version, because it was early days of all the sounds and all the dialogue and stuff. Just fantastic voice performance. Just because at one point a girl says, "Help me, Ben, you're my only hope." I was like, oh, These are guys that know who, and there's even a Lucas cameo in there. It's easy to miss, but, they even sneak in a Lucas cameo. The man himself. All right. So we'll say, all right. I'm going to try and do a little work here. Set active, if I can spell correctly. True, and it's screaming because it don't exist yet. Oh, wait. I'm going to make that lowercase because we don't want the actual item. I wonder if I could get at it that way. Excuse me. No, but, I don't think it's a contact. Yeah, I'll just do it this way. This is cleaner. I was just about to say, isn't that a Star Wars line? Yeah, exactly. It was a pure, yeah. So I only know the most memorable lines. Yeah. That's one that just gets used so much. But it's a cute, and it works in the context. But it's a total nod, And but yeah, I appreciated that. Even back in the day, I was laughing hard at that one. Serialize this, of course. Required. Nope, not read only. Oh, jerk. Read my mind. Game object. Yes, we're going to do it that way. There. So we're just, right now, we're doing placeholders for upcoming animation. So I just want to turn the bucket on, make it appear underneath there. Oh, sorry. I just dated myself, didn't I? What's memorable? You mean memeable. Fair enough. Yeah. It's all about the memes. I can count the number of memes I've created on one hand and have fingers left over. Speaking of fingers left over, I actually had someone on YouTube comment on my Poker with Bob game, which is now, 14 years old. And they made the comment, it's like, why does he only have, 3 fingers? He says 4 fingers, but I know he meant like 3 fingers and a thumb. And it's like, then you figure out how snarky you want to get. You could say something like, he lost to the wrong poker player or something like that. But it's just like, I explained, the game was made over a decade ago for the iPhone 1, where polygons were precious. Or something to that effect. But it's funny how people pick up on certain things and really fixate. Don't know why I went down that road, but too late now. So, okay, so we got that. And we've got to figure out the player position. We'll figure that out later. Cool. All right, that should all be good. That's a start. Yeah, I only get to do 1 bucket today. I should have just said, have you ever seen any cartoon? Oh, wait. You talking about just like animated cartoon stuff, or are you talking about like a cartoon meme or something? See, now you're confusing me. You kids and you youngins and your lingo. Oh, they only have 3 fingers. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I know. Even my wife made that comment. She goes, but that's what they had, I mean, they always did like the 3 fingers thing. It's like, yeah, but it's very possible that the person making the comment has never seen a old cartoon with a 3-fingered character. Yeah. Just say, well, it's the game is so old. It's before we evolved into 4 fingers and a thumb. Back then, humans only had, 3 fingers and a thumb. Go down that road and get myself in trouble. Never mind. We will not do that. We can think it, but we can't do it. All right, so place bucket. Come on. Like so. There we go. Bum. That's all good. Place bucket at drilling rig. That's fine. No, this is a one and done, so there's no skipping. You don't get to do it more than once because it's under the drill. You're not gonna be able to reach the bucket again until it grabs it itself. So here's our bucket. It's in the wrong place, but we'll worry about that later. All right. Okay, so cutscenes, aftermath with the right spot. No, we're not. Right here. And I don't think I can drag and drop here. No, I gotta enter it by code. All right, so let's do it here. Cutscene. What did I say? Put place? I said place, didn't I? At drilling rig. Does that kind of sound right? Oh, there's no K in there. Oh yeah, must be right. Look at that turn green. Sweet. So let's clean this up. So is there any video games on the horizon that anyone's like all psyched about? I just saw a link. I haven't watched it yet. The new Star Wars game. Speaking of Star Wars, they're supposed to release a new trailer for it, and they're describing it as the very first Star Wars open world game. So high hopes. We'll see. I have the most recent Star Wars Jedi game, and I have not finished it. I got into it, but it's just it seems to me that these modern games are so much like on rails. You know what I mean? I mean, they're so focused on scripting these cinematic moments that you're playing that it almost feels more like you're just like on one of those like roller coaster rides where you have like a gun on a roller coaster and you're just shooting objects that go by, and it feels like you're barely a participant. And I just, I mean, I know how popular that kind of approach is. I mean, they all do it, but it's just, for me, I liked it better. Just date myself, I know, but I liked it better when you had more options and it was more about the gameplay and less about the giant cinematic moments. But I get that if you're going to spend hundreds of millions of dollars, you need to make it a spectacle. I do, because I'm, after a couple of decades, I think she just sort of accepts, She's like, hey, I'm glad someone wants to go out with you. So, oh God, I resemble that remark. I mean, wait, what? Thank you. Oops. All right, so let's just do it proper. Scene, place. There it is. Place bucket at drilling rig, followed by this fun stuff, and we're good. Place bucket at drilling. No, not the capital. The lowercase. There, you got it. Okay. Like so. And I know there's a third spot we got to do it. Not here. Where's the other one? Somewhere. I'm missing one. I know there's like 3 spots you got to drop stuff in. But it'll yell at me soon enough, so I'll find that. Just enjoying my own music there. Oh no! And the voice says battery low. Do I have to switch ears? Really? Okay, I gotta charge these up again. Switching ears. Maybe. There we go. Let's try that again. There we go. The music continues. You can't stop rock and roll. As much as a lot of people like to stop the music I listen to. I can already see your opening statement tomorrow. Well, so all the work from yesterday is gone. We have to do the bucket again. No. Just as long as I stay away from this scary thing. Scene template. I don't know how I selected that before, but that's the thing that blew stuff up before. So as long as I avoid that, I think we're okay. I trust GitHub. It's more of the lack of knowledge I have in using it, you know. I mean, obviously a program that's been around and used that much, I can't just automatically say that it screws up every time, because everyone would hate it and trash it and stop using it. So obviously it's something that I'm doing wrong. But yeah. So no, we're not repeating this tomorrow. Yeah. Famous last words. All right. So let's go cutscenes. We did add that. So now we can say cutscene. Oops. Yeah. Like so. And there you go. So then we can just say what is it? Play cutscene? Something like that. That's not right. That's still not right. Is that right? No. All right, so I'm still doing this wrong. Rich, my programmer, is gonna, like I talked about before, is gonna integrate it. So it's a menu. You feed it the information, and it does all this for you. Because I'm inventing new ways to do this wrong. Plays. I wait. It's still complaining. Is it because I don't have that? No. Why are you complaining? Is a type which is not valid. You know, okay, now you're just messing with me. I think it's just changing the rules just to screw with me. So if I'm doing it wrong, what am I supposed to be doing there? Oh, cutscenes. Ah, okay, fine. It might be me. Yeah, okay. Happens. Yeah, it happens when you're completely clueless. Once again, animator. Not a programmer. I've been using this long enough. Well, I've only done a few cutscenes so far. So I guess it's not totally unshocking that I haven't quite grasped everything yet. All right, let's do it this way. So we start this. We'll put a 1 second break in between it. As I said, this is placeholder for the cutscene that will actually come later. I think we're good. All right. Are you done yet? And you know what? I'm not feeling that confident, so we're going to take it out of full screen so I can see the error that's going to come up here easier. Or it just does nothing. Yeah. So, this is... Oh, wait. No, I'm in the cutscene. Okay, I'm trying to call itself. That's utterly brilliant. Wow. That's right. That's why I have this one, because this was when a cutscene was calling another cutscene. Man, I really got to learn how to not be stupid. Okay, so start cutscene. Do I have? Okay. I do not. So let's just figure out. There's the other one I was missing. Told you I was still missing a third one. And it's this guy. And this one is under Aftermath level. Yeah, they're all over the place. Start cutscene. Place bucket at drilling rig. Now. All right, now we're there. See how easy that is? All right, so Lucchini, now that you've finished 3 body problems, what's next on the watch list? See, now I'm trying to do it. You know, now I'm trying to distract. Have you got your next item picked out yet? All right. So first thing first. That's a no. All right, so we got to do a couple things here. At least get the camera right. No, let's put him in the right spot. And let's also attach the bucket, which I'm sure it's missing. No, it's there. So then what were you complaining about? Oh, because of right here? No, it's there. My camera of cutscene. Oh, really? I thought it grabbed it itself. Okay. That's weird. Unless it's in there and didn't need to be in there. Yeah. Oh, no, I'm in the wrong place. Camera position. Okay, yeah, I guess Dune want that. You gonna watch Dune 2 soon? Oh, okay. Just give yourself enough time. Give yourself a chance to do a bathroom break. I needed it for sure. Yeah, it's what 4 days away, I think. I got hopes for it. Walton Goggins is just freaking awesome. So I would actually watch the first episode just because he's in there. But you know, I don't know how it's going to turn out. You know, I mean, it's a streaming network. They put a lot of money behind it. It's sci-fi. But before I get excited, you know, I have one word to counter that, and that's Halo. Oh, frick. Oh. I almost feel like there should have been like a video. I think somebody should make a video of this showing like the creators of the Halo series, and they're like a Comic-Con kind of thing, and then this one, they're taking questions from the audience, and one kid comes up and is like, yeah, hi, I just want to know which of the Halo games was the biggest inspiration for the series? And then all the people on the stage looking at each other going, wait, it was a game? That's the way I feel about Halo, the series. That's harsh, but true. Yeah. So I'm hoping Fallout doesn't fall into that same category. Fallout in that same category? Can I say that? Too late. All right, so it has a camera now, and let's go ahead, and what we're going to do is find a decent position for Will standing in front of this. Kind of like a little photogenic. Yeah, that's good enough. So let's figure out his position there. We'll grab like so. And he's just looking around. He's bored. Let's Let's see. I think they want to be a bit slashy with Fallout compared to Silo, for example, which I love. So I hope they do it right, but we'll see. Well, I mean, Silo is more cerebral. I don't know for a fact, but I would assume that Fallout would be much more, excuse me, blood and guts, whereas Silo is much more psychological. What did I see down there in the lower levels, and the intrigue of, who's in charge and stuff like that, and what's outside and what isn't. But that's all I got from the couple episodes I actually managed to see. All right, and then for the camera, so I think we'll do this piecemeal. So let's go ahead and put him in that position first, so I can find a good spot for the camera. So player position, let's type in those values, 9.213.0164, 7.17. I'll put an 8. What the heck? Party animal. Negative 78.39. Good enough. All right. So now we have a decent spot for Will to be positioned. Yeah. I mean, I'll definitely watch. I'm on board. I own all the Fallout games. Haven't played much. Just once again, I know how much of a time sink Fallout games are. Absolutely. True story. Actually, before I play a point-and-click adventure game, the first thing I do is, this is terrible. Honest to God, I go here. The first thing I do is I go to this website called How Long to Beat, so I can get a guesstimate of how much time is this going to pull out of my life. So, I mean, that's how pathetic it is. You get to a certain age and you have so much crap you got to do that it's like, I can't wait to jump in this game. I have to go, okay, how long is it going to take me to plow through this, So that's my excuse for why I have not Fallout, Mass Effect. I'm still owning all those games, but still not. If you love it, you'll make the time. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, the last game where I just went for dozens of hours was the Mad Max video game. I think I ended up chalking up like 40 hours playing that game, and that was years ago. But yeah, absolutely, just love the hell out of that. Wait! Oh crap, too slow. Okay, well the bucket appeared. That's a good start. All right, but we need to pause it so I can position the camera. So let's try that one more time. All right. Wait for it. There. Oh. It helps if you press the right thing. Bucket. Okay, here we go. Okay. So now he is in the right spot. Good. So let's get to our cutscene camera. Mover. Cool. Oops, too far. Alright, I think I want to, just because I know where the camera will be when you're running around, and I don't want it to be just like the exact same spot, so I'm trying to find something a little more dynamic. So I'm just going to play with this a little bit. Don't want to Dutch it. There you go. Yeah, I think that'll be a good spot. Let's screen grab that position. Throw it over here. All right. Back over here. Now we say, what do we say? Negative 12.6, 2.25, 5.36, 19.135. What the heck? 51329, and then 0. All right. Control S on that. Okay. So let's see what this looks like now. There we go. Cool. So that's the first step. So you can put the bucket down right there, right? You get it in the right spot and just get it prepped for... And you could do the order either way. Bit slow? You mean that whole... it's dripping all... Yeah, if you're talking about how slow the dripping is, absolutely. That's part of the component. Because what will happen in the cutscene is he looks at that and he's going to go, oh, this is going to take forever. So... Is that what you're referencing, Lucchini? Is how slow the dripping is? If so, perfect. That's exactly correct. So up here, there is a panel that you can access. And it will open up, and that will unleash yet another little mini puzzle. It was on there before. There was a... yeah, no, that's the... Yeah, here. I'll give you a... So yeah, it's been dripping the whole time. If you see there, it's, let me go make this over here. There you go. See, it's already dripping. So, I mean, if you look at it, it says it's broken and leaking lubricant oil. That stuff's really slippery. It burns through the text really fast. I talked about this before because if we listen to the audio, I don't have dialogue recorded yet. So it does the, I love this. You ready? Will Robinson in a British female voice.
Placeholder.
And the way the timing works in terms of like the text that pops up is it bases it off of the length. Placeholder. It bases it on the length of the dialogue. And so right now, placeholder is just obviously one word, and it adds like a fraction of a second after it. So that's why it just burns through it so fast. But that'll obviously the dialogue will get adjusted once we have the proper dialogue added to it. But anyways, the point is to say it's broken and leaking lubricant oil. That stuff is really slippery. So that sort of hints to the fact that, hey, that could probably be useful. And if we had some way to collect it, like a bucket, there you go. So now you have the bucket there. But then immediately he'll make the comment going, well, that's great, but you know, it's going to take absolutely forever. And I need to make it so it doesn't drip and fall out the sides. Maybe that bucket position isn't ideal. What do you think? Let's let it keep going. Really? I'm not listening to. Oh, hate that song. My phone fights me. There we go. All right, so briefly distracted. Oh, I forgot. It's a stupid static thing again. Doesn't always have to be perfect. Well, I mean, but yeah, you say that. You say that, but you know, people point out 3 fingers on a character. So, in this case, I think they're gonna just say that. Oh, it's, I mean, I know it'll get called out. So let's try this. Let's try our bucket. We could just do this faster. Oh, absolutely. I mean, all this stuff. In the only animation that exists right now is the base animation that existed from the previous level. So all this stuff is going to get animation added to it, but there's no reason to start busting out the mocap suit and generating some hand animation when this stuff is still in a state of flux. Then you may look like he's just quickly put it there instead of trying to line it perfectly. Yeah, but it just, I mean, because if you see it dripping through the bucket, oh shoot, I screwed it up, didn't I? Let's see, did I move the bucket and not the, I did. Ah, keep doing that. I want that. You know what, just for the time being, let me just take out a static mode so I can do it live. There, duh. All right. And let's get over there so we can see it. But it's just when it goes to the side of the bucket, it, you know, it just kind of like ruins the moment kind of thing. Let's see. Yeah. I think that's good enough. I mean, it's still going to spill on the sides, but then that's, I don't think I want to go to the trouble. I mean, what I could do is there's two different drippings. There's the one that comes out, and then there's the one that kind of goes splat. I could take it so far later on. I'm not going to bother now. But once the bucket gets placed, the second part of the splat animation just doesn't run. Yeah, we're exactly. Yep. Look at that. Great minds. Look at that. That's just, wow. We're just so connected. To use an old line from the old TV series, Family Ties. It's like Nick and I have one brain. At which point Alex P. Keaton responds, "Hey, Mallory, which one's using it tonight?" That was a bad Michael J. Fox impression. Normally I can do that better. "Hey, Mallory, who's going to use it tonight?" There you go. That's a little closer to old Michael J. Fox, Alex P. Keaton. And you're going to have to translate that. Is that two stupid, two idiots, and one thought? I love that saying. Two idiots, one thought. I love that. That's awesome. That is so great. I'm stealing that. Oh, what was it? Midnight Run. Another great, absolutely fantastic movie. The first time that Robert De Niro did comedy. It's like you have, I'm blanking on his name. The actor that plays like the mob king, and he calls up two of his henchmen, and he goes, "Who's this? Tweedledum? Put Tweedledummer on the phone." I still use that to this day. I love that line. All right, I think that moved over. There's also a second part that like you can go Unich being there. I'm not okay. I'm gonna just butcher it if I try and pronounce it. Which translates to two idiots, one thought, and I am the thought. Interesting. Okay, I'm not quite sure I make the connection there. And I am the thought. So that makes you the smart one of the group, or I'm not quite following even what that infers. I am the smart one. Oh, okay, okay. I did pick up on that correctly. Okay, you know what? That's fine. I'll leave it right there, and then just knowing that at any point the bottom splat, once the bucket is placed, I can make that get turned off. I could probably do that right now. What the heck? You say to a friend when both have the same thought. Got it. Yep. Okay. So I'm liking the placement there. All right. I said I could do this later, but I'm just gonna do it now. What the heck? I'm just, living dangerously. Dripping oil. Ooh. Maybe. Let's see. Gotta figure out which one is actually, because it's obviously it was designed to be, like blood. I mean, I just changed the color on it. I was gone for like 30 minutes. I need a recap of everything I missed. Let's see. Halo sucks. Fallout we have hopes for, but we will see once it gets here. And Lucchini is teaching me German. I think that's the highlights right there. And I'm still trying to make a video game. I haven't finished it yet. No, I don't want maxed. There you go. All right. So, Groundblood. Maybe it's that one. So, how do I just turn off? Because that's the property. So if I just do this. All right, let me get over there. There you go. Guten Tag. Was ist los? Was ist los? The only reason I know Vasislos is because my buddy and I played Castle Wolfenstein on his VIC-20. And I don't know how they did it, but they actually made the VIC-20 do audio. And, I mean, a very garbled, right? Kind of like that. But it was just the most amazing thing. You know, and this is, what? This is 80, 81, you know? Where it could actually speak. Poorly, but speak. Alright. I think that's going to do it right there. No, I'm not sure how I'm going to do that at runtime. We'll see. Oh, sweet. Okay. Then you're all set. I took Spanish. I remember, like, un poquito. Alright. So, I think that's going to fly. Turn it off. They come back on. Okay, now I just need to figure out how to kill that at runtime. Let's see. And I have no idea how to get at these properties. Because it's not even like a script. It's a visual effect. What the heck? I mean, I guess I could, like, swap it for one that doesn't have that. Dripping oil and dripping oil bucket. And it may glitch when it switches over, but hopefully that's, like, a minor thing. You guys are just going to town now. Dripping oil for bucket. Buckety. Alright. I think that's the simplest solution because I can't even fathom how to get at this stuff. Yeah, that's not going to help. I mean, it's yeah, it's a VFX graph thing. So, yeah, no, not going down that road. I'm not going down that road. So, let's come back to our cutscene. And we'll just make a game objects of oil, old and new. And you always do that to me. Read my mind. Just know what I want here. Say game object, old, oil. Now we got this out. Let me see some. We've got the problem. New oil. I'm not going to try and pronounce it. I'll just butcher it. If it's Spanish, I could pronounce it poorly. Lid closed, monkey dead. What? Really? We are done? Is lid closed, monkey dead? What is the origin of that? That's like a Schrodinger's cat kind of thing, isn't it? Lid closed, monkey dead. That's disturbing. I mean, equal parts funny and disturbing, but disturbing nonetheless. Alright, so bucket goes on. So, old oil, set active to false. And there's a slight chance that it'd be mid-drip and it'll, like, disappear and new one will appear, but that's worth the trade-off. So, old, new oil. And then all we have to do then is just turn off the ground particles. Actually, that one's ground blood as well. So both of these, we'll just disable for bucket. Yep, doing the right one. That should be correct. There we go. So, old oil and new oil. There we go. I learned some Spanish, and I learned even less English. Oh, let me turn the bucket off. So, yeah, I have, um, yeah, I can speak, yeah, little elements of Spanish, but pretty much only in present tense. If you try and send me into like, a future or past or that kind of stuff, then I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get the verbs correct. But then again, that was a long time ago. All right, fingers crossed. Let's see. Bucket's there. And it's still doing it. That's interesting. Really? All right. Is there something else weird going on there, or did I miss something? Huh. Oh, that's why. Dripping oil, and that's true. Old oil should turn off, and new oil should turn on. I only understand train station. That's okay. That's equally strange for sure. Good. Portuguese. Oh wow, that's cool. In English, you have scaredy cat, and we have scaredy bunny. Yours is cuter. Bunnies are cuter than cats. Sorry if I offended any cat fans out there. Dripping oil. So weird. It's like this one doesn't want to turn off. Oh, it keeps turning itself on. What? Okay, fine. What if I kill your visual effect? What are you going to do now, buddy? Huh? Huh? Look at that. Oh, but that's true for both of them? Uh-oh. That's weird. Okay. Maybe it's because it's attached to the visual effect and that's sort of taking it over. Okay, so try this real quick. First thing I do is move this over. Excuse me. Do I have particles? I do have particles. Aftermath. Here's how we're going to try and do this. I'm going to say this guy goes into particles location aftermath. We'll say oil dripping on ground, and then we'll clone it and say old maybe dripping in bucket. There you go. Hit a bird. Really? I love these colloquialisms. These are awesome. All right, so dripping oil, dripping on bucket, and this one is, oh no, the other way around. Oops. Dripping on ground and dripping on bucket. So that one's fine, and then this one should be all turned on. Cool. So who's actually turning that back on? Can I do a visual effect? No, I can't. Okay, fine. I'll figure it out. All right. I'm going to throw in the towel. And cow is cu. El gato. Yeah, that one I know. El gato. And cow is vaca. That I know. Oh, I hear Penny pacing. I think she knows what time it is. What do you say? Talk more TV and movies tomorrow, and of course more Spanish and German. Adventure time. Yeah, for me, yeah, it's real life Penny adventure time. Oh shoot, I gotta wait before I open the door. Si, senor. Hold on. I still got all my tax paperwork stuff spread all over the floor. And if I do not, more Spanish and German, I got that. I had to make room, otherwise Penny's going to trash all my paper. All right, guys. Time for our Penny cameo. It is that time again. I'll just say real quick before I unleash the hound from hell. Thank you so much for hanging out. Killer Tofu, Lucini, and FD, and everyone else that was hanging out and saying hello. I really appreciate you keeping me company and distracting me while I am mostly unproductive in my game dev. So thank you so much for that. As always, I can do the obligatory plug. The game we're working on is called Lost in Space, the adventure game, based on the 60s TV show. And now I'm going to update the art, by the way, now that I've gotten the official thumbs up from you guys, which did I close it? Oh, shoot, I already closed it. Well, you saw the art. So I'm going to update this art. But for those that are not familiar, it is a 60s TV show that I have licensed to recreate, make into a video game, point-and-click adventure game. And there you go. And if you want to try it out, there is a demo available currently on Steam and Itch. In the meantime, I'm going to keep plugging away at the game. I'm here Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 Pacific time. That's my time. I'll let you do the math and figure out where it is for you. But thanks again for joining me. Hope you guys have a great night. And hope to see you tomorrow. Now it is time for the proverbial Penny cameo. Oh, here it goes. No, jeez. There she goes. And she still trashes all my stuff. I moved everything out of the way, and it still gets trashed. I knew that was going to happen. Amos, you want to have a little cameo too, buddy? Oh, no. Penny's like, no, this is my spotlight. This is all about Penny. Uh-huh. Yeah. Watch her go really crazy. Come here. Penny, you ready? Watch this. Frisbee. Whoop. Frisbee. Oh, she's off camera. She can't see it, but trust me, she's going nuts. Yeah, there is. There's Amos. Our little guy Amos that chases Penny around everywhere. He thinks he's bigger than he is. And he's a little camera shy. You want to come here? Come here. Oh. Amos, come here, buddy. Come on. Ooh, there you go. There's the Amos. Look at the camera. Oh, he's hit my keyboard. You gonna code the game for me? There you go. Yeah, he's a lot more subdued than Penny. There you go, buddy. Okay. There's the cameos. Time to call it a day. Thank you guys for hanging out. Again, have yourselves a fantastic day, night, morning, whatever it is for you. Have yourselves a great one, and hope to see you all again tomorrow.